So, Richard, let's talk about
Yeah.
TaskPad Plus.
Yeah, I want to see this. I'm looking at it.
So,
Richard wants to talk, and I'm talking. I'm excited though. I'm looking at your
Hey,
screenshots. Looks
you
good.
talk away.
well, if we'll put link in the show notes, but you can look it up as TaskPad Plus with a plus sign. It's on iOS only, and it comes up in Google search, so you should be able to just find that if you Google it. But I want to hear a little bit about Richard, about your background, because this is a non-game app, and I want to kind of get a feel for like how you approached the SDK, and then what prompted you to create a non-game app with it.
Okay, no problem. Do I switch screen?
You can if do you have something you want to show us?
If you're going to, though, turn your camera view off.
Sorry. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you'll get the infinite tunnel thing.
Right, I'm with you. Right, okay. Basically, my background, I've been in the business for a while. At the moment, I have a day job, and this Little Red Rocket is my sort of evening pastime in the week. In the past, I've written a few native apps for iOS. So there was the original Rocket project was mine, and then the original TaskPad, which was out on iOS in about 2010, 2011. Was reasonably successful, but a lot of users over the time kept asking for work, the extra things on it and stuff like that. And I thought, well, it's about time for a rewrite and to add some new features. Let me just bring it up.
So that's interesting. It started out as a native app.
It was a native app, yes.
Okay. And then you decided to convert it.
Well, I wanted to
re-release it.
Yeah, I'd written a couple of things in Corona, and I was attracted to the idea of using Corona for a business app because of the cross-platform capability and putting it on Android. And then, so I started on it, and then of course there was the possibility of running it in HTML5 on a web-based thing, which is not, it's not there yet, but hopefully at some point in the future, etc. So it was promising, so we thought we'd give it a go. Let me just bring this.
There should be a little green arrow on the left side of your screen.
Yeah.
Looks like a yes.
Yeah, Google likes to hide that.
Are we there?
Right now we're not seeing it.
May take just a second. There we go. It's showing your desktop now.
So I put that down. Right. Okay.
There we go.
Awesome.
So this is TaskPad, well, TaskPad Plus basically as it is now, and let me pull my notes down.
Can you zoom the simulator a little bit, or will it go?
And, yeah, I'm running on quite a might go off the edge of the screen. Actually, bear with me a second. View as iPad Mini. No, I can't zoom in on that one.
That's the problem I always run into. Is like it's just a little too tall for the screen to show.
But the air is nice. It's good. Yeah.
We'll manage there. People can imagine the border of the iPad.
Well, they can go download the app if they want to see the whole thing.
They certainly can. Yeah, so one of my aims was to rewrite it, make it available for Android as well, which, as I say, is coming next week or two. We've hit a few snags with the Android, but it's hopefully we're almost there. And I decided to get the iOS one out now rather than wait until the Android one was available. It's a task management tool, as I was saying. I've tried to mirror the sort of native look and feel as much as possible, and it looks quite similar to the old TaskPad. It obviously lets you organise. You can have a list of tasks here by projects, etc. So these are all my tasks I'm viewing. Just today's tasks that I've starred, which I haven't done any. Tasks that I may have been sent by someone else and I haven't yet allocated to a project or said when I'm going to do it. Tasks that are overdue, I haven't got any, and tasks that I've completed in my journal. So there's go to gym. I didn't actually go, so that's a bit of a lie. It lets you set up your own projects further down here. So I've got a new car project, for example, in here, and in there I've got a couple of tasks. My mother's birthday is coming up, so I've got booking a table and ordering some flowers, etc. And if I just scroll that up slightly, you can create your own new project. So I'll have a Corona Geek project. I'm going to give it an icon, something suitable. I'll have that one. Done. Now, one of the key things of TaskPad is that it's not just getting tasks done yourself. The idea is you can share tasks. So there is a back-end database to this, and I can share this new project with, for example, Janet, myself, support at Little Red Rocket. I'll just say I'm going to share it with Janet. Done. So now I've got a new project here, no tasks in it yet, but any tasks I do add to this project will be shared with Janet. Now, one of the things, basically, what I wanted to push things, there are various task type apps out there, and they all have various features. But while doing it, I wanted to push it further, and what I've always wanted was to be able to break my tasks down into subtasks. So I've got implement TaskPad, and that is made up of two subtasks here, and then that task that task itself is made up of 2 other subtasks, and you can tick those off. And obviously put another subtask below add tasks, and you can tick off whole sections. Are you sure you wish to complete all? Yeah. And because then your task list can become quite complicated, we've put in there that you can collapse these and expand them, so you just see the overall task, or you see the subtasks, etc. And obviously each of these tasks has details associated with it. So we've got obviously the name, whether it's done or not, whether it's the start date, the due date, the start date, and alarm. And we're using push alarms to send alarms to users. Something that's quite unusual in tasks is we're allowing people to say that the task's not complete, but it's sort of 25% done, which if you're sharing tasks is quite useful to kick back to people, to let them know that you're acting on the task. Priorities, the sort of standard repeats on the tasks, whether you repeat by due date, done date, every week, every 2 weeks, etc. You can assign it to projects. You can assign tags, your own tags and your own context to it, as in the standard get thing done type methodology, and you can add notes to the task. Let me zoom that back out. And of course there's all the standard stuff in there about you can customize the way it works. You can set up for synchronization. And as I think I was talking to you before, Charles, we're using Coronium Cloud for the back end. Let's stop sharing.
So you're running your own cloud instance for synchronization?
Yeah, that's on Amazon.
When you
go ahead. After
you've gone live, Charles, I'd suggest that we have him back, at least briefly, Richard, if you want.
Yeah.
I'm taking over the show here. One thing that I'd be very curious to see is after you go live and you've got a number of users using the back end, how that is going. Because I'm considering too using Coronium as a back end to one of my apps. And one of the questions that I have is when the load starts to get heavy, how well does it perform, and what kind of challenges are there?
Yeah, that's something that's something I'm interested to see. I mean, part of my background, I'm a sort of .NET SQL Server developer, and sort of testing and all of that sort of thing has been difficult to do with Coronium with the number of devices. So far, it's scaling okay, but we haven't got that many users yet. So we'll see.
I did Coronium testing back a ways, and the hard thing to test is multiple users. I mean, you've only got so many devices that you can test.
Yeah, exactly.
Now let me ask you how did since everything is Lua based, how did that work out for you in terms of running a back end and also creating the app?
It's been great actually. I was amazed by how I started off. I thought I was going to have to write my own back end. And then Coronium came along at just the right time, I think about a year ago, just over now. I was on holiday in Scotland, and I thought, wow, that's just what I'm looking for. And it's just the ability to pass data backwards and forwards as Lua tables, basically, because the data in the app is a Lua table. And the data, and I pass that table across to Coronium and store it into SQLite or MySQL on the server and back. And it's been really good and really quick. That part of the development went together really well.
Okay, so you didn't feel like you really had to retool or learn multiple, like you were using one language, right? So you didn't have to.
Yeah, exactly. That was it. Yeah, and I wasn't. It's bad enough coming home from work and switching mindsets from sort of .NET to Corona or Lua, without having to then switch again halfway through the evening to something else.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
So your day job is .NET.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, that is a significant shift
brain
in
limbo.
mindset. Yeah, brain limbo. Right, nice.
Not limbo, limber.
Oh, limber. Oh,
Although that could be limber too. So.